A short stay accommodation tax and several more reforms are set to be announced in Victoria today as part of a long-awaited housing package. Holly Edwards-Smith has this report.
The Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has got the tick of approval from Cabinet, so will today unveil his long-awaited and landmark housing policy. The Victorian Government hopes to build more than 800,000 homes over the next 10 years to address the housing crisis in Victoria. This housing package will have a number of reforms, including changes to short-stay accommodation taxes, an increase of 7.5%. There'll also be a release of surplus state land. This will be put for medium density dwellings, and this will be to increase the amount of people that can live, particularly around rail lines. However, these projects will need to have at least 10% of their accommodation set aside for social and affordable housing. But the main draw here is that controversial increase to short stay accommodations. This has not been a welcome announcement from companies like Stayz and Airbnb, but the Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews says there are tens of thousands of homes across Victoria that are being underutilised and that could be put back into the market to help address this housing crisis. It's something the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese agrees with.
The issue of Airbnb is an issue, so it's not surprising that governments are having a look at this.
Increasing growth, making Victoria a more livable city after its terrible COVID experiences. The government has a lot of questions to answer here, and certainly new taxes is not the answer.
Now, Victoria's population is set to surge in the next 25 years. By 2051, there's expected to be at least or more than 10 million people, an increase of 3.5 million.
It's good news that there is going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of work to keep everyone going, and you need to build more houses to keep the whole economy going. So, look, I think it's one of them things that was just left for a long time. People that weren't in that headspace. It's now become a crisis point, and governments are now realising it, and thankfully they're starting to do something about it.
The Victorian Government really looking to get on top of this housing crisis as soon as possible, with the official housing statement to be released today.